Once upon a time, a sandbox-building independent video game was created by a Swedish programmer, and nobody ever imagined that one day it would become one of the most popular games in the world, known as Minecraft. But how did Minecraft become such a popular game? And why did it become so popular? Is it true that the first version of Minecraft was created in just 6 days? Did creepers begin as a coding error? And is the Enderman language actually English in reverse? Did Minecraft play a big role at a Swedish school? This is the tale of Minecraft.
Minecraft is a sandbox-building, independent video game originally created by Swedish programmer Marcus Notch Persson and now developed by his company Mojang. In 2011, Jens Bergensten, also known by his pseudonym Jeb, took full creative control over Minecraft. Minecraft is focused on creativity and building, allowing players to build constructions out of textured cubes in a 3D world. Gameplay in its commercial release has 2 principal modes: survival, which requires players to acquire resources and maintain their health and hunger, and creative, where the player has an unlimited supply of resources, the ability to fly, and no health or hunger. A third gameplay mode, named Hardcore, is essentially the same as survival, but the difficulty is locked on the hardest setting and respawning is disabled, forcing the player to eat his or her world upon death. An outdated classic version is also available for free, although it is no longer being developed. Creative Minecraft resembles classic, but with many more features. The gameplay is heavily inspired by Infinite Miner by Zachtronics Industries and Dwarf Fortress by Bay 12 Games. Marcus Persson was born in Stockholm, Sweden on June 1st, 1979. He grew up in the small town of Edsbyn, surrounded by forests that would influence his biggest game creation, Minecraft, decades later. Growing up, he was an obsessive Lego builder until he was 7 and his father brought home a Commodore 128 computer. Persson latched right on, and he would fake stomach aches to stay home from school and write code. By the time he was 8, he had written his first computer program. Persson never, but he had been teaching himself how to write code ever since his dad gave him the Commodore, and his mother made him take an online programming course to bolster his natural talent. This led to a programming job when he was 18, and after a few more gigs, in 2004 he landed with Midas Player, later known as King.com, the company known for such hugely popular titles as Candy Crush. At Midas Player, Persson befriended Jacob Porser, a developer, and the friendship would redefine Persson's life path. It wasn't long before Persson and Porser were writing their own games, but their Midas Player bosses didn't like the attention these games were garnering the duo. So in 2009, Persson left Midas Player for J-Album and began spending all his free time creating. Persson would write his first big game, Minecraft, in just a week, and it was rushed so he could simply get to the next one. Minecraft featured an open-world, Lego-like playing field in which players would collect various implements and natural resources and use them to build anything from other implements to houses and cities. Despite Persson's pushing the game before he even considered it finished, Minecraft struck a chord with players, and soon it became something of a phenomenon, with 400 copies selling per day for about $6 per download. That success ended both Persson's and Porser's life of working for other people, and they started their own company, Mojang, which means gadget in Swedish. Minecraft moved about 20,000 downloads its first year. but by the end of the next year it was often getting that many downloads per day. With the added sales came a huge and ever-growing community of players, and Minecraft became as much a community as a game. Without a doubt, Persson was the witty, often cantankerous mayor of that community, and with a large online presence known widely as Notch or X-Notch, he became a gaming superstar. Unfortunately, Persson's success was tempered with a tragedy, as in December 2011 his father committed suicide, and his short marriage to Ellen Zetterstrand came to an end a half a year later. What followed was the beginning of a new project, 0x10c, and the abandonment of that same project and a creative dry spell. But Persson was still riding in the Minecraft train, and May 2012 saw its Xbox release sell more than 1 million units in the first week alone. That year, Mojang had around 230 million in sales, but just 2 years later, Persson was getting burned out, and a tweet he sent out in June 2014, "Anyone want to buy my share of Mojang so I can move on with my life?" made his phone ring. By September, he had sold Mojang to Minecraft for $2.5 billion. To celebrate, Persson bought a 23,000 square foot Beverly Hills home for which he paid $70 million. Persson began work on what is now Minecraft on May 10th of that year, amending the product in increments until May 16th. The alpha version of Minecraft made its public debut that very next day. One of Minecraft's stranger native species is the Creeper, an electrically charged predator with a haunting mug. Persson didn't actually set out to design such a monster. He was trying to create a pig, but accidentally switched the figures for desired height and length when inputting the code. The result was a monstrosity that players know and love. Another haunting Minecraft species is the Enderman. While the creature's speech is nearly incomprehensible to the human ear, most of its exclamations are in fact English words and phrases, including hiya, here, this way, forever, and what's up, played backwards or lowered in pitch. In 2013, the Victor Rydberg Secondary School in Stockholm introduced Minecraftus, a mandatory part of its curriculum for all of its 13-year-old students. A teacher explained what made the game worthwhile for students. They learn about city planning, environmental issues, getting things done, and even how to plan for the future. And so ends the tale of the very popular game, Minecraft, which fans loved to play once upon a time.